Hi, I'm Cass, and today I'll be setting up my September reading journal, which is themed around Pokemon and food, which I've already done, but I found another Etsy shop, and I have a problem when it comes to Etsy, and that problem is no self-control. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Hello, and welcome to my reading journal setup. I am so excited because this entire setup turned out so dang cute. I do want to mention that all the stickers in the setup are from the Sam shop over on Etsy, so be sure you go check them out and support their little business because, oh my gosh, these stickers are one of the cutest things I have ever had in my possession. Anyways, let's get to talking about my journal a little bit, and then I decided that I'm going to talk about my TBR for September in this video as well because I never know what to talk about. And then I was like, what if I just talk about my TBR? Because I actually made one for September, so I thought that would be fun. But the theme for this month is Pokemon and food, which, like I mentioned in the intro, I've already done before, but no one can stop me. Okay? No one can stop me. I'm out of control. I did a bubble letter type font, but inspired by the Pokemon font. I just rounded the corners. And yeah, now before I get to talking about my TBR, I always like to mention the thing that I make on the left-hand side of the page. And it is a pocket for my reading bookmark tracker thing, which I'll show on screen in just a second. But I just take a piece of cardstock, or I guess scrapbook paper, colored paper, whatnot. I line 3 out of the 4 edges with washi tape, and then I stick it on and it makes a pocket. And then my reading bookmark will be shown in just a second. And yes, it is a character from Jujutsu Kaisen, but the entire set that I made was a gift for my sister, and so all of them are themed around Jujutsu Kaisen. So there is that preface out of the way, because all my other pages are pretty self-explanatory where you can watch and gather what they are, but I always like to explain the pocket for people know what the pocket is for. Anyways, let's get on to my TBR, shall we? So the first thing on my little list here is I really want to read all 7 books of The Spy Family by Tatsui Endo. It is a manga that has become quite popular recently, I'm pretty sure it was popular recently. My sister told me that I would probably really enjoy the anime, and my roommate even told me I would probably enjoy the anime, and so I'm picking up the manga, and then I do plan on watching the entire anime. So I have my sister's copies and then some copies from the library that I borrowed, and I finally have all 7 of them. So I am extremely excited to be picking those up very, very soon. I will probably make an entire dedicated reading vlog to it. I think that will be fun. Next, I have Once Upon a Broken Heart and The Ballad of Never After. Those are both by Stephanie Garber. It is a prequel series about a character named Jax from the Caraval series, and I really fell in love with Stephanie Garber's writing, and so when I saw there was a prequel series coming out, naturally I wanted to pick it up. Now, The Ballad of Never After comes out mid-September, and so I thought if I read Once Upon a Broken Heart just a little bit before that, then by the time the book arrives here, I can actually read them like close. Not back to back per se, but close versus having to wait a long time between the releases and such. Next, I have The Hawthorne Legacy and The Final Gambit by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Now, this is the 2nd and 3rd book of the Inheritance games, and originally I was going to try to reread the Inheritance games, but I think I'm either going to just read the summary of it on like Wikipedia or something, or find a video where someone explains what goes down, because I don't really feel like going back and reading them, but I am really excited to figure out how the series concludes, since I did read the Inheritance games, I think back in March or April. I don't exactly recall, but it was this year, so I have no excuse to have to reread it, but I just don't really remember what goes down. I'm gonna take a quick intermission from my TBR and talk about the page I'm making right now. So this is a page tracker for I get a number of pages. I read each day, and it's just a bar graph, and I love me a good bar graph. So along the top, I have number of pages, and I go by 50. So I have 50 all the way up to 600. And then along the left side is the days. So obviously I have 1 through 30 for September. And I simply have a color key, which is what I'm making right now, underneath books read. So each book has its own color. So when I fill in the bar graph, everything correlates to the color. So let's say I pick blue for Spy Family Volume 1. I have the certain shade of blue. I fill in the number of pages I read on the bar graph with that blue. And then let's say Spy Family 2, I have in purple. And then I fill in the number of pages and the day I read it in purple. So I'm not writing the book I read on the left side. I just have everything color-coded and use my books read section as a key. Anyways, back to my TBR. Hopefully I gave that a good enough explanation. If I didn't, I do have a video where I fill out my reading journal and I go a little bit more in depth and you can see everything happening. So back to my TBR. I also have The Dragon Republic and The Burning God by R.F. Kuang. I read The Poppy War recently and I absolutely adored it, and I wanted to buy the second and third book immediately. However, I did put myself on a book buying ban, and so I have to wait until September before I can buy any more books. So I put it on my September TBR because I definitely plan to finish the rest of the series very quickly, because I'm so excited to figure out how this book series goes, because I just fell in love with Rin as a character, and there are just so many twists and turns throughout this series, and I'm just expecting even more in the last two. I also have Kingdom of the Wicked, Kingdom of the Cursed, and Kingdom of the Feared by Carrie Maniscalco. Now, Kingdom of the Wicked and Kingdom of the Cursed are a reread, and Kingdom of the Wicked is actually the Wyverns and Words book club pick for September. That is a book club run by Katie and I. There is a Discord in the description if you'd like to join. And then Kingdom of the Feared is the book that's coming out at the end of September, so I'm very, very excited to pick that up. It's one of my most anticipated releases of this year. Next, I have The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss, but I always have The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss on my TBR. It has been on my TBR since, oh goodness, March when I picked it up. I'm literally halfway through and I have still not finished the book, but I keep throwing it on my TBR in hopes that one day I will complete it. So far it has not happened, but we'll see. And then I also threw on New Moon by Stephanie Garber. I meant to pick this up recently. I actually made a vlog where I thought I would be picking it up, and then I just ended up not. I have never read the Twilight series, and for shits and giggles, I really did want to pick it up and vlog my thoughts. So I threw that on there. I don't know if I'm actually going to get to it or not, but those are the books on my TBR. And let's hop back into actually talking about my journal real quick. So these last 2 pages, pretty self-explanatory. Favorite quotes, I just write down quotes that I come across that I really love, or interactions, dialogue, such things as those. And then the summary page is just a wrap up of how I felt my month went for reading. Also, I really liked how I did these sparkles mixed with Pokeballs. I just thought it was so very cute. And then here is the final flip through. Obviously, there's that pocket for the bookmark I was previously talking about. And yeah, I really, really hope you enjoyed watching the setup. I think it turned out so dang cute. So I hope you think so too, and I will see you in the outro. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the very end of the video. It literally means the world that you stuck around this long. Be sure to leave your TBR lists down below. Like I mentioned earlier, I am really excited to read y'all's comments and figure out what reading plans you have for this month. It was so funny because I never knew what to talk about during voiceovers, and I was like, what if I just talked about books? Since I'm a booktube channel. What a concept, honestly. If you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe, and I really hope to see you in the next one. Toodles!